This is Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide, and I'm here to bring you this week's report of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between July 31st and August 6th. Now, if you are new to me, before I ask you to like, comment, share, subscribe to this channel, you're probably wondering, what does mortgage and real estate have to do with layoff information since I share it every week? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I obviously have an answer for you. So, as many years ago, I was getting ready to purchase a piece of property. I was super excited. I was getting the asset. The seller was excited. They were getting the proceeds from the sale of their asset. And I had signed loan documents. I go back to work hours later. I find out that myself and 399 other people were getting laid off that day. No warning, no nothing. You can only imagine what was going on in my head. Okay. I was like, oh my gosh, frantic. I can't buy this house. I don't have a job. How am I gonna make the payment? La 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 la. All of that, right? So I get on the phone. I call my mortgage broker at the time. I call my real estate broker at the time. This was before I was in the mortgage industry, but this was before I was doing what I was doing, what I'm doing now, I should say. But I was in the mortgage industry. Called again my mortgage broker and real estate broker at the time. Let them know I don't have a job, just got laid off, and thankfully I was able to unravel the transaction. I was able to get out. But guess what? I lost money in the process. My deposit I didn't get back. It wasn't the seller's problem or fault that I didn't have a job. It wasn't mine, but once you get to that point, you sign loan documents. I removed all my contingencies, so I didn't get my deposit back. I didn't get my the money that I paid up front for appraisal, home inspection, pest inspection, those things. I didn't get that money back, but I'm glad I was able to back out of the transaction, even though I lost money. Since I didn't have a job. So there's two reasons why I share this information. One, what would you do differently if there was a possibility that you might get laid off? Would you not go on that shopping spree? Would you not buy that new car, new house? Would you start saving aggressively? Would you maybe refinance, restructure your budget, pay off some debt? Like, what would it look like if there was a possibility you might get laid off? Would you dust off that resume, update it, and send it out to other employers in your field, or maybe you want to switch fields? Like, what would you do differently? Would you start writing on that new book that you've been putting off? Would you um, would you start that new business? So that's one reason why I share the information. What would you do differently if there was a possibility you might get laid off? The second reason why I share this information is I want you to know you don't have to lose your house just because you lost your job or you're facing a financial hardship. I've literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month. So look, I've been in this business for over 18 years. I help people finance property, refinance property. I help people sell property. I help people buy property. But when life deals them lemons, I help them make lemonade. What does that mean? If they've had a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, I help them avoid foreclosure. There are so many programs out there, but it's not automatic. You got to raise your hand. You got to pick up the phone and dial 714-914-7254. Again, that's 714-914-7254. You got to call me so you can get the help that you need. I mean, I've sliced mortgage payments in half. I've lowered interest rates down to 2%. I remember one of my clients, I was able to get them a 0% second. They had a second on the house already. And I was able to get them 0% for a specific amount of time, talking real fast, specific amount of time. So, it can help them out. And then I modified their first. So, like I said, if you've experienced a loss of income, I don't care if it's due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, you gotta call me. Okay. I'm your girl. I am not called the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide for nothing. So let me get into this list. Let me get into this list. We have 24 entries. Doesn't mean 24 different companies, 24 entries. That means we got a few companies, but a few companies are laying off at multiple locations. Okay, they're laying off at multiple locations. So, I give you the name of the company that's laying off. I give you the date that they're laying off. I let you know if the layoff is permanent, if it's temporary, if it's a closure, which obviously is permanent as well. I give you the amount of people being laid off, and then I'll give you the address. Okay. I give you this information in alphabetical order. So if I get to a letter and your company has, I'm past the letter that your company starts with, and you've kind of been hearing whispers and you're not sure, check the previous videos. I may have covered that company already. We may have gotten their notice prior to you kind of hearing whispers. Okay, so you're going to want to check that. But I share the information in alphabetical order in every single video. So let's get started. We have October 6th, Azoteas. Hopefully, I'm saying that correctly. It's Azoteas. Mex LA LLC is closing permanently. They're laying off 48 people at 812 East 3rd Street in Los Angeles. October 31st, Children's Specialists of San Diego, laying off permanently 55 people at 7910 Frost Street in San Diego. October 10th, Gilead Sciences is laying off permanently 5 people at 4010 Ocean Ranch Boulevard in Oceanside. September 29th, Grief Packaging LLC is closing permanently, laying off 43 people at 2400 Cooper Avenue in Merced. October 3rd, Horizon Hobby LLC is closing permanently, laying off 19 people at 4710 East Guasti Road, Suite A in Ontario. October 1st, Host International Inc. is laying off temporarily. So thankfully, it's not permanent. They're not closing, but they're laying off temporarily 70 people at 6900 Airport Boulevard in Sacramento. October 7th, Marathon Staff Solutions is laying off permanently 62 people at 2950 Beacon Boulevard, Suite 45 in West Sacramento. October 7th, Marathon Staffing Solutions is laying off permanently 9 people at 1600 Solana Street, Suite C in Corning. October 1st, Pasita Therapeutics is laying off permanently 52 people at 9390 Town Center Drive, number 200 in San Diego. October 1st, SIE Orange County Kitchen LLC is laying off permanently 64 people at 1400 and Andorro Drive in Costa Mesa. October 5th, Southwest Key Programs Inc. is closing permanently, laying off 3 people at 808 Grayson Road in Pleasant Hill. And then October 5th, Southwest Key Programs Inc. is closing permanently, laying off an additional 5 people at 1160 Broadway in El Cajon. September 30th, you have Stanford University is laying off permanently 363 people at 450 Jane Stanford Way in Stanford. The next entries, several of them, is for the University of Southern California. So October 4th, University of Southern California is laying off permanently 45 people at 1500 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently 10 people at 1441 East Lake Avenue in Los Angeles. October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently 26 people at 1509 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. You have October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently 2 people at 1510 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. October 4th, University of Southern California is laying off 1 person at 1520 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently 1 person at 1516 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently 2 people at 1450 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. And October 4th, University of Southern California is laying off permanently one person at 830 South Flower Street, building GKC in Los Angeles. And then October 4th, University of Southern California laying off permanently one person at 1509 San Pablo Street in Los Angeles. October 1st, Wildbrin LLC. Hopefully, I'm saying that Wildbrin. It's WILBRINE LLC is closing permanently, laying off four people at 3700 Fulton Road in Santa Rosa. And last but not least, November 30th, Zeco Systems Inc., a DBA is Shell Recharge Solutions, is closing permanently, laying off four people at 568 South Alameda Street in Los Angeles. So that's the end of this week's list of California companies that will be laying off a significant amount of workforce where we received and processed their notice between July 31st and August 6th. Now, remember, if you have experienced a loss of income due to a death, divorce, illness, injury, layoff, or natural disaster, you don't have to walk this road by yourself. You can give me a call at 714-914-7 nine, excuse me, let's start that again. You can give me a call at 714-914-7254. I've literally been helping clients for years lower their mortgage payment, make it more affordable so they don't have to exhaust all their savings trying to make their mortgage payment each month. But I've been helping them do whatever they want to do, right? Like I told you, I have over 18 years in this business. I help people finance property, refinance property, sell property, buy property. But when life deals them lemons, I help them make lemonade by avoiding foreclosure. Okay. So for all your mortgage and real estate needs, I want you. So you can visit me at modifymenow.com. But the best way to get a hold of me is by dialing, once again, 714-914-7254. I'm Lacy Robertson, the hardest working woman in mortgage and real estate nationwide. I look forward to working with you and for you. And until then, have a blessed day.